All right, here she is, my 2022 Svartpilen 401. Just picked it up probably about a month ago, and this bike is an absolute blast. It is so much fun to ride. It's easily the funnest bike I've ever owned. It's a 400cc, but like, man, this thing is pretty quick. It has got an insane amount of power for a 400. The acceleration is incredible. It's super lightweight, it's super nimble. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. If you're thinking about getting one yourself, I would highly recommend going and taking one for a test drive, because it is such an absolute blast. Now, there were a lot of mods that I wanted to do when getting this bike. Luckily, some of them were already done for me. It was a pre-owned bike that I bought at the dealership. But I want to talk about the mods that have been done on it, and some of the mods that I still want to do. So one of them is the bar end mirrors here. That was already done when I bought the bike, and honestly, I would say like have that be like one of the very first things you do, because not only is it one of the cheapest things that you can do, but it's also one of the easiest, you know, because as you've probably seen, the stock ones that screw into here, they come like up to here and they're huge. It looks absolutely ridiculous. It looks like it's like a Mickey Mouse ear thing. It's just absolutely looks ridiculous. So definitely get the bar end mirrors. I love these. I can still see totally fine with them. They're great. Whoever had it before me too also put a little USB charger there, so that's nice to have as well. It's pretty compact. You don't really see it too much. I got my phone mount on there, which at first I wasn't sure how I was going to put it on. I thought I was going to have to put it on the small bar here, but that bar is actually too small for it. However, luckily with the way that it's made, I was able to clip it underneath and have it kind of come up, which is actually nice. It's not, you know, it's not sitting way up here or anything like that. It's just nicely compacted into the bike, and it looks good, works good. But there's lots of phone mounts out there. Another thing, it's a bit more of an expensive mod, but very easy, is you need to upgrade the exhaust on this thing, because the stock exhaust is not only, it's a gigantic big gaping thing, and looks terrible, and the other thing is like it makes no noise at all. The stock one is so quiet that in my opinion it's actually dangerous as a rider, because there is no way a car could possibly ever hear you. Now if you've been looking into this, you probably know there's a few different variations that you can do with your exhaust. So this one is just the Leo Vince slip-on exhaust. It sounds great, looks great. It's way smaller than the original, which is nice. But as you can see, it goes into, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of a gray looking box. That's the little chamber that's in there. I think it's also just to help silence the bike a bit more. You can remove this and you can get, I can't remember what it's called, like I think it's a resonator delete kit, I think is what it is, where basically it'll go from your exhaust, it'll come in, you take this out and it'll just connect the pipe right to the output at the back as well. So that is part of the plans for more mods on this Svartpilen, but it's gonna be a little bit pricey to do that, so I'm gonna wait on that one. Another one too that I would highly recommend, not very expensive, not super complicated, is changing your turn signals and getting these little small LED ones. The big ones are probably, compared to this, they're probably like this big, and it's not that they are necessarily that bad, but I just think they look big and clunky, and these are super bright, and they work well, and they just look a hell of a lot better, and it's not that expensive either, so I would highly recommend doing that. And then most recently what I did was I got the fender eliminator kit, or the tail tidy kit, whatever you want to call it. If you've seen these bikes, you've probably seen that stock, they come sort of with this really big like steel arm that kind of comes around here, and the license plate mounts right over top of the tire. And I mean, I gotta hand it to them, compared to some of those other ones you see that are, you know, the huge, big, unnecessary, bulky, giant ones at the back. It's a cool enough design, I'll admit, but I just thought it still looked a little too big and bulky for a smaller bike, and I just think that this tail tidy kit looks so much better. So that was another one that I decided to do recently, and it was a little bit of a bigger job than I thought, just because the wiring originally would go around the side here to the back for, you know, your signals or signals and license plate light. So the wires did have to now be run up through the seat, as you can see, and back in here. So it was a little bit of a bigger job than I originally thought. And yeah, but it's all cleaned up down. It just looks a hell of a lot better. So this is also not super expensive. And I would highly recommend that. Another thing that I have been thinking about getting, I won't take the seat off right now, but underneath is your air box, your air filter. But the thing is, it's highly restrictive. There's a big plastic plate that's mounted right over top of the opening where your air intake is, so it's just like starving the bike for air. And you can, I know DNA makes them, and it's basically a filter that sits on top instead of that cover, and then on the inside, which is more kind of up under here, you can get the K&N air filter to replace the stock one. And you guys can tell me in the comments. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I heard it increases airflow by something like 92%. Like, it's incredible. But there's a flip side to that, is that if you put in the new air filters, you're going to have so much more air that the fuel management system doesn't really know how to keep up with it, and it can actually damage your engine. So what you need to do is you need to get the one that I know of is called the Fuel X Lite, which is basically like a digital fuel management system. Not super expensive. Apparently it's easy to install, and then that way it will sort of map out the air fuel mixture automatically as you ride, and won't damage your engine. So that's definitely another one that I'm going to add. Apparently it adds, I think I've heard, another 6, 7, 8 horsepower, which is pretty good, because this bike alone I think already comes with 44 horsepower, and it's a small, very light, nimble bike. So I mean, it's more than enough power for this thing. So anyways, yeah, that's where we're at right now. And if you're thinking about picking up a Svartpilen, like I said, take it for a test drive. It's an absolute blast. It's so much fun to ride, and the best part is that they're pretty inexpensive. I picked this one up, like I said, it was pre-owned, but I picked this one up for 5,400 Canadian dollars. So, you know, whatever that is in US dollars, but I think it's a very appropriately priced bike for what you're getting. You're getting a lot of bike for not a lot of money, and definitely go out and get one if you want. Oh, another thing too, as you notice, my license plate is a little bent here, and one thing that I realized, I didn't think that it would have that much travel with the monoshock here. But if you kind of get into a rut at a higher speed and the suspension compresses, I heard it. I didn't know that that's what it was, but I heard a scrape sound, and it was this actually coming all the way down to the back tire and rubbing it. It actually bent the license plate pretty bad there. So something to keep in mind. I mean, that's obviously not something that happens super often, but you know, obviously it's something to keep in mind. I still I'm not disappointed. I still way prefer this over that huge, big, bulky thing that used to be here, but something definitely to keep in mind as well. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day. We're out here in Belcarra, British Columbia, and we're about to continue riding here. So, again, yeah, if you're thinking about picking up one of these, I would highly recommend it. It's an absolute blast. They're easy to ride. It's a great beginner bike. I mean, I've been riding for years. I have a lot of experience, and I think this is a great bike. So, yeah, definitely do your research. Go take one for a test drive and get out riding.